Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that the Eiffel Tower had been sold, not by the French government, not to another country, but to a scrap metal dealer. It sounds like the plot of a movie. Yet, it really happened. In 1925, one man carried out one of the boldest scams in modern history. Even more unbelievable. After getting away with it once, he tried to do it again. His name was Victor Lustig. He wasn't a politician. He wasn't a military officer. He wasn't even wealthy. What made Victor dangerous wasn't money or power. It was his ability to make intelligent people believe exactly what he wanted them to believe. He understood something that many criminals never did. The greatest scams don't rely on force, they rely on trust. And in the spring of 1925, Victor found the perfect opportunity. Today, the Eiffel Tower is one of the most famous landmarks on Earth. Millions of tourists travel to Paris every year just to see it. But a century ago, things were very different. Many Parisians considered the tower an ugly iron structure that had long outlived its purpose. Newspapers frequently criticized the enormous cost of maintaining it. Some journalists even suggested that demolishing it would save the government a fortune. To most people, those newspaper articles were just another headline. To Victor Lustig, they were the beginning of a masterpiece. He immediately imagined a question that no one else dared to ask. What if people could be convinced that the French government had secretly decided to sell the Eiffel Tower? It sounded ridiculous, which is exactly why nobody would expect someone to attempt it. Victor carefully prepared every detail. He forged official government documents. He created convincing letters. He used expensive stationery and official-looking stamps. Everything had to appear completely authentic. Then, he invited 6 of Paris's most respected scrap metal dealers to a luxurious hotel. The invitation described the meeting as highly confidential. According to the documents, the French government had quietly decided that maintaining the Eiffel Tower had become too expensive. Rather than continue paying for repairs, officials wanted to dismantle it and sell the metal. The businessmen were stunned, but the paperwork looked genuine. The meeting took place in an elegant hotel. Victor spoke with confidence. He answered every question without hesitation. He behaved exactly like an experienced government official. To remove the final traces of doubt, he even arranged a private inspection of the Eiffel Tower. Standing beneath the enormous iron structure, the businessmen weren't admiring one of the world's greatest monuments. They were calculating how much money its metal could be worth. Victor watched them carefully. He wasn't searching for the richest businessman. He was searching for the most ambitious one. That man was André Poisson. Poisson wanted to prove himself among Paris's elite businessmen. Victor recognized that ambition almost immediately. Then he made his final move. During a private conversation, Victor hinted that government officials were often underpaid. He never openly asked for a bribe. He didn't need to. Poisson understood exactly what Victor was suggesting. Believing he was about to secure one of the biggest business deals of his life, Poisson paid both the purchase money and the bribe. Victor accepted the payment, shook Poisson's hand, walked away, and disappeared from Paris. By the time Poisson realized the truth, Victor Lustig was already gone. Embarrassed by what had happened, Poisson chose not to report the crime. He feared becoming the laughingstock of the entire country. That decision protected Victor. The newspapers stayed silent. The police never launched a major investigation. And Victor realized something extraordinary. If nobody was talking about the scam, perhaps he could do it again. Only weeks later, he returned to Paris. His plan was almost identical. He intended to sell the Eiffel Tower a second time. But this time, things were different. One of the businessmen became suspicious. Instead of paying, he contacted the authorities. Victor sensed the danger before the police arrived. He escaped France immediately. Although he never managed to repeat the scam, his first success had already secured his place in history. To this day, Victor Lustig remains one of the greatest con artists ever recorded. His story isn't remarkable because he sold a famous monument. It's remarkable because intelligent, experienced businessmen believed him. It reminds us that people rarely fall for scams because they lack intelligence. They fall for scams because they trust the wrong person at the right moment. And sometimes, the most unbelievable stories are completely true. If you enjoyed uncovering this story with us, subscribe to Vestron Media for more forgotten history, extraordinary true crime, and the mysteries that shaped our world. If this documentary sparked your curiosity, a like and a share help us continue bringing these remarkable stories to life. Until the next story,